Well, what is up, beautiful people of YouTube? My name is Jerutastic, and welcome back to another episode of Tropico 6 Sandbox Gameplay. The last episode of this season, Season 3. This is the season finale of Tropico 6. So let's get it going. Before we get it going, I think it's very important that we just take a quick look around and just kind of go back and talk about what this season was about. The season was all about one thing, which is satisfying the capitalist. Making sure the capitalists like us the most, making sure the capitalists agree with us the most. Now, of course, the faction that ended up liking us the most was the environmentalist. Capitalist was up there with us, but unfortunately, we didn't get the 100, but we got the 83. Of course, this season was all about making sure that everything that has to do with money was done, and we did that. This season was also all about making sure economy first and satisfying people second. We also did that, whether it was to tourism, which we have a lot of tourism on this island, or whether it was through, specific things like, edicts, constitutional, all this stuff. So we did all of this stuff, and that was all good. That was all great. One of the optional goals for us was to hit the 10 million, or to see how fast we're gonna hit the 10 million. We could still hit that, but this is the season finale. It's not like a failed goal, but the thing about it is we're done with this season. We're gonna do a few things this episode to kind of just polish it up, because I would like to keep this island for future how-to videos, which, by the way, we'll do a lot of how-tos. So once again, I'm gonna go ahead and actually start laying off some metro station. But once again, in case you are new, or not new, in case you missed a few episodes, I've talked about over and over again that this will be the last Tropico 6 season in a while, until they come up with at least something worthy as far as a DLC or as far as a game changer. I do have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for here, a lot of questions to the developers of Tropico 6, and just wondering why they decided to go the way that they did go with a lot of things that they did in this series. I'm very critical, or not critical, I guess, skeptical. I'm very upset at some of the decisions. I'm very baffled by some of the decisions that they decided to take. I still think it was a good game. I don't think it was a huge improvement from Tropico 5. And based on the comments that I get in this video, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from you guys as well, is that you guys do feel the same way, that you guys don't feel like this was such a polished Tropico game. There was this is not one of them nostalgic things that we players tend to think that, or such and such game part 1 was better than such and such game 2. This is a little bit different than that. For the fact that between Tropico 4 and Tropico 5 there was a huge difference in gameplay, I feel like there's a huge difference in mechanics between Tropico 3 and Tropico 4 as well. But when we look at Tropico 5, once again, I feel like this is something that you guys also feel the same way as me. So when we look at a comparison between Tropico 5 and Tropico 6, I feel like we went backwards. We didn't go ahead. There's a lot of things that just don't make sense to me, and this episode is kind of going to be about it. Is while we build a few things here and there, but a lot of things just don't make a lot of sense to me. Of like, why did you guys decide to do that? And that's kind of what it is. And like I said, we'll talk about it as we go along with this episode. A few things I want to do right now is go ahead and modernize this to the modern apartment. So it's this one. Nice. Let's go ahead and add another one here. I'm not sure we're probably going to use them all up. They're probably going to end up coming here from the less desirable apartments, whether it's the quality of it or the location of it. That's probably what's going to end up happening. But there's just a topic for a specific day, for another day, that I plan on being just completely upfront. I do have a friend that's a programmer for Calypso. Sorry, Limbic, not Calypso. which is, another company that works with Tropico and creating Tropico. So, I'm not a person that's ever gonna bash these companies for the hard work that they put in, but as a customer, as a fan, as somebody who's played Tropico since Tropico 1, since God knows when, since like 02, man. I know that's not when Tropico 1 came out, but since, that's when I've been playing Tropico. As somebody that does that, I expected something different. I don't feel like we got that. I truly do not feel like we got that. I feel like we got something that's halfway polished. When we talk about the different islands were a great addition. When we talk about bridges, the bridges were a great addition. When we talk about certain factions and how it's gonna be, implemented differently, I think the idea behind that was very, very great, and I was like, whoa, I'm all for that. Let's do it. This is awesome. But I feel like how it was delivered to us was not awesome. I don't feel like it was cool. I don't feel like it helped out. I just don't agree with how they went about it. And I see where they were kind of trying to go with it, but that's not what ended up happening, right? That's not really what ended up happening. Let's take a look at unemployment here. 41. Okay, I think most of them are high school too, right? Yes, high school. So this is kind of, like I said, I'm talking to you guys just off the dome. I really was having a hard time to think about like how can we really get out of or finish the last episode, because it is the last episode, and I kind of want to talk to you guys about it and all this jazz and all that stuff. And I was like, how can we really get out with the last episode and just kind of I do want to add a clinic over here and just kind of talk about maybe you guys aren't going to be so much focused on the building now because there is no next episode in this series, and it's always a very weird time when we're wrapping up a season with Tropico, because it's an island that you guys came to see week after week after week, that started off basically from nothing to a successful economy. It depends on the theme. Obviously, some themes we did where it was just military dictatorship, where our purpose was to destroy the island, not to build it back up. It obviously depends on that, but I feel like it's very important and very to talk about the stuff that I completely just don't know what the hell happened when they were doing Tropico. I'm not very happy with Tropico 6 at all, if you can't tell, and I don't feel like I'm really alone on this, to be honest with you. I definitely do not feel like I'm alone on it. I feel like a lot of you guys are feeling the same way about it as well. So, let's go back to it. Like I said, I was just thinking, like, what can I possibly talk about? I mean, I never really script my videos where I write something down, what I'm going to write. Most of the times I do for, like, how-tos and, tutorials and such. But in this case, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell them how I feel about it. I'm just going to kind of tell them what's really not making me want to... what's really not making me want to do Tropico anymore, or Tropico 6 for right now. And another thing is, let's dive in briefly into DLCs. We talk about DLCs. We got the new Llama of Wallstreet DLC, which I believe added some really cool things. I mean, this is largely what it's based off. This specific island that we're playing right here was based on that, which was really cool. But then we got a DLC that's called the Spitter or Llama Spitter. Like, are you kidding me? Why do I care about this shouldn't be a DLC. This should be like an update thing. Why do I care about having celebrity rehab industry on my island now? Like, that should not be a DLC on its own. Give us DLC, a military DLC that actually breaks in and dives into things, the stuff that we've been requesting. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I've made a Tropico 5 Things I Want in Tropico 6 video back in 2015. And this actually was one of the videos that just completely blew up, right? At the time, for my channel size, like, I know why we don't have electricity. You know what? Want to know why? Oh, actually, that's not it. Why don't we have enough electricity? Because they keep burning one of the solar power plants. So that's really what it is. But I guess in this case, it's not. I thought we have enough electricity. Maybe the metro substation, but So I don't know if you guys noticed. Anyways, I made a 5 things I want in Tropico 6 back in 2015, and that like got like 20,000-30,000 views like when it came out. And for my channel size, like, man, that's great. Like, what? That was awesome, right? That was like a lot of views. I'm like, whoa, that's great. Oh, they're just not reaching the electricity. That's what it is. But I mean, one of the things that I talked about, and actually was seen by Calypso, it was seen by Calypso, the makers of Tropico, that they actually acknowledged it on Facebook, on their Facebook, because I sent them the message, said, hey, I would love if you guys check this out. You know, it was seen by them and all that stuff, and one of the things that I kept saying over and over again is better military control. Better military control. I know we're not playing, Company of Heroes. I know we're not playing a war simulator. I get that completely. But when somebody attacks me, let's just talk about rebels, which I'll talk about guerrillas in just a second. But when somebody attacks me, and my barracks are going here, and this army is going, and I have no control whatsoever over what they should defend or attack. You could click something that says, oh, here we go, perfect example. Oh my god, this is gonna be. So we have a Tropico under attack. So here comes the rebels, which are tons of them. What a perfect example this is. I can't believe this is happening this minute. So there goes my Tropico under attack. There goes my tanks. You think I could tell my tanks where to do? No, the only thing I can do is select certain buildings. Like, obviously I'm going to select the palace and put high priority target. Protect that target. It's a high priority. But as far as where's my armies going, I don't, like, there's barracks right here. They just decided they're meeting up here. I can't like put one here, put one there. There is no such thing as military control in this. And now I don't know where, I have no idea where my army's at. I really don't. I guess they are going towards it. Some of them are, some of them are not. Let's just fast forward a little bit because it's gonna be a bunch of nothing basically right now. I just can't do nothing. So there they are. They're engaging with them. They're of course about to get. They're about to get demolished. They just did. We might actually even lose this right now. And another thing is, keep in mind, we started the episode with 77% approval rating. Another thing I want to complain about is how quickly fluctuating the approval rating, and how you can have stuff like overall happiness, all this stuff. Okay, liberty's down. I get it. Housing is good. You can have happiness. Maybe that's not the best example here to give you, but there's other examples to give you. You can have the best happiness around, but rebel attacks just happen on a dime. You can have the best approval rating around, and they just, oh wow, they might actually overtake the palace. And guess what? I can't do anything about it, because despite having all these barracks here, look at it. Like, I mean, these guys just left. They're barely leaving. They're not. Look at that. They're just going block by block. I don't know what they're doing, and we're going at ×4 speed. So there you go. I don't know where the rest of them are. There's some over here. There should be some over there. There's just they do whatever they want. I don't have any control over them. There they go. They're attacking them. Great, yay. And it said I had a few rebels. I'm not sure why I have over 200 rebels attacking me. It just does not make any sense at all. And honestly, if the palace gets destroyed, then well, the palace gets destroyed. But I feel it's fitting. And you know what? If you guys don't want to watch me rant about Tropico 6 and why, in a weird way, I'm glad I'm done with this season, but I'm sad at the same time that a game that I love so much and I'm so excited for is just getting hijacked by, I feel like it's just nothing's happening. Like, these guys are here. They'll have we'll see. Probably not gonna do anything. There's just way too many rebels. It's just, we're not gonna contain them. It looks like it's game over. What a fitting way to end this. But let's talk about, while we watch this rebel attack unfold, let's talk about the guerrilla attacks. The guerrilla attacks that spawn out of nowhere, come destroy that building, and then they go ahead and teleport magically. So they teleport. For example, destroy this bunker. Before you can even get to it, boom, they teleport out. So you don't even have an option to destroy them. Look at this tank, for example. This tank started off right here, right? Start off in here, and we're still doing it, and there's still people coming. I mean, it's just like, take your sweet time. The rebels are marching up and down our streets, and we're going one unit by one unit where they're gonna get demolished. And you know, that's just what it is. I mean, look at how fast it's going down, because it's one unit after one unit. They're gonna get demolished. Like, they're gonna get demolished. That's just what it is. Here's the tanks, the guerrillas, blah blah blah. And even a tank is gonna get demolished. You just, oh, there's another tank, thankfully. But that's gonna get demolished as well. And welcome to the story of Tropico 6, ladies and gentlemen, where one tank is gone, the other tank, here comes the Air Force, gonna drop a bomb on him. You know, there you go. What I did like about Tropico 6, what I really did like about Tropico 6 is the trading. The trading got a little more depth. I like that part a lot. It was more in depth, more focus on the player, more focus on making money. It wasn't just, you know, either get this really great deal, get this. Sometimes you had to work for good deals. You had to create relationships, create company. Create all this stuff. And, you know, that was really great. I really do like how the buildings look. I think graphically, I think it looks pretty nice. I think they did a great job with that. Like I said, multiple islands is great. I think that was also a nice touch addition to it. So there are things to Tropico 6 that I like, but the overall system of, like, why did I wait about 3 to 4 years to get a game that's not even any different from Tropico 5? There's nothing different with Tropico 6 and Tropico 5 at all. I mean, at all. Besides a few things here and there, the overall census of it is the same. And here comes, I finally decided to come here. You know, I couldn't do anything about it at first, but they're finally getting beat. And it looks like the rebels are beat. And that's it. There goes the story of Tropico 5. Don't know how it happened. Had zero organization over it. And once again, I emphasize on the fact that I do understand that this is not a war game, but this is a game that involves war. This is a game that heavily involves invasions. This is a game that involves uprising, coups, military coups. Rebel attacks, guerrilla attacks. There's no control over it at all. We still got a few high school unemployed people, about 18. And I mean, you know, for industry wise, we're not gonna really create any. I'm just gonna go ahead and create some fish farms for them, because that's centered around high school workers. And we'll go ahead and create a cannery next to it. This way they can just take the fish, put it in a cannery. Like I said, there's a lot of good things about graphics. I like the graphics. I see you guys' comments. I read all my comments, and I try to reply to all of them. But a lot of you guys said that you think Tropico 5 is more visually appealing. I kind of disagree in that part. I think Tropico 6 for the most part looks just so much better. So we're gonna do that. But besides that, I do agree that. Let me just make sure. Fish meat. Do we have? No, we'll still have it. So for the most part, I do agree that, you know, Tropico 5 is better. And and like I said, I do apologize for the people that maybe came in here to. I was still building stuff while we're talking, while I'm giving my rant. Like I said, this is not scripted. I did not mean to, I did not start today, but you know what? That's what I'm gonna do this episode. I was really just heavily thinking, what am I gonna do today? That's gonna be, you know, as a goodbye, and I'm just gonna talk about it. And this is something that I am going to be doing a video about. I'm just gonna completely just talk about sort of my full disappointment within Tropico 6. You know, so, but you know, that's what it is. I gotta wears my heart on my sleeve. I like to keep it real with you guys, and I can't really go and tell you guys, oh man, I'm gonna miss Tropico 6 so much. The current state, no. You gotta give me something that I'm excited for. You gotta give me something that I like. You gotta give me something different than what you're giving me right here, because what you're giving me is not. It's just not it. It's just not it. It's not doing it. It's just not it, man. So we gotta do something different. But besides that, have we accomplished the goals of this season? I feel so, minus the reach of 10 million as fast as possible. We are in episode 16. I was hoping for 20 episodes this season, but I did see the interest in it from you guys go down. The interest from me goes down as well. So we decided to keep it like that, like it is right here. But I'm glad the rebel attacks are done. I did not want my palace to get destroyed the last season. That's for sure. That would have been kind of sad and weird, right? Hold on, we did put this here. Is this good? Yep, it is. One thing we want to put here as well, like I said, you'll probably see this island in how-tos, because despite me not doing Tropical, I still like doing how to, and I still like doing tutorials, and I still like to share my knowledge in this game. That's one thing that I really like to do, and you will see how-to tutorials in it for this game. Most definitely will. So keep an eye on that. You should see them in the near future. I actually got one coming up here, and how to make money from trading. It's gonna be like how to make money from certain tools and certain ways as well. You know, that employment thing is another. Well, we just have a lot of high school graduates that keep graduating. That's also another reason why. Because you know, you can build these factory jobs and they can come work in them, but the fact of the matter is, if you still have people that are coming in, then they still have people coming in. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap it up from Tropico 6. This is not a goodbye. This is definitely a see you later. Tropico, as I always say, has always and will always be a staple in my channel. Don't get me wrong. You shout out to Calypso, you shout out to Limbic, but just because I ripped you a new like they say, it doesn't mean I hate what you guys do. I'm just sad as a fan and as a customer that I didn't get what I want, I guess. And a lot of us seem to be the same way. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me about Tropico 6 and feel like it is a step forward. To me, I don't feel like it's a step forward. I don't feel like it's a step backwards. I definitely don't feel like it is a step backwards. I just don't feel like it's considered a step in any direction. If anything, would stay the same. So this is not a goodbye. This is definitely a see you later. I'm very sad. I have this immense love for this game. It will never go away. Ever go away. I love city building games, and I feel like this is the best. This is better than City Skylines. This is better than SimCity 2013. This is better than SimCity 2004. This is better than Cities XL. You can sue me. You can hate me for saying that. That's just my opinion. This game will forever hold my heart. So, El Presidente, for the final time, thank you guys very much. We will replace this with a new series. If you still want to see city building series, City Skylines is out there. You guys feel free to watch it. It would actually mean the world to me if you guys kind of shift your focus on that series. Could use some love every now and then. But with that being said, we are going to replace Tropico 6 with a different series. This was my brief rant, or my rant for the full episode. I'm just telling you how it is, how I feel, and I felt like it was a proper way to say goodbye. With that being said, guys, I'll see you in other videos. My name is Jerutastic, and I am out. See you guys.